The romance between Lieutenant Commanders Worf, Michael Dorn, and Jadzia Dax, Terry Farrell, is probably the most unexpectedly charming storyline in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. From the beginning of the show, Jadzia is filled with a passion for life and an enduring interest in Klingon culture. Lieutenant Commander Worf, on the other hand, is a significantly more somber figure, making their relationship simultaneously unexpected and deeply complementary, especially after Lieutenant Worf's failed romances in Star Trek The Next Generation. The genuine love he found in DS9 was a welcome change. But DS9's Lieutenant Commander lovebirds are far from the only romances in Star Trek. And when Worf and Jadzia culminated their relationship in a marriage in the Season 6 episode, You Are Cordially Invited, they joined the rare ranks of Star Trek couples who actually got married on the show. From Professor Keiko Ishikawa, Rosalind Chao, and Chief Miles O'Brien, Call Meany in TNG to President Tarina, Tara Rosling, and Ambassador Saru, Dove Jones in Star Trek Discovery, weddings have a special place in Star Trek history. Lieutenant Commanders Worf and Jadzia Dax have the best wedding episode of Star Trek, and it's not even close. Very few weddings are shown in Star Trek, and even fewer have entire episodes devoted to the impending nuptials. Indeed, only DS9's You Are Cordially Invited and TNG's Data's Day Air explicitly centered around a wedding. But whereas the latter treats Keiko and Transporter Chief Miles O'Brien as secondary to political intrigue, and Lieutenant Commander Data's, Brent Spiner, emotional development, You Are Cordially Invited, is devoted to the marriage of Worf and Jadzia. The episode even has a great A-B story of Jadzia winning over her soon-to-be mother-in-law, while Worf starves his friends during the Klingon equivalent of a bachelor party. The episode perfectly transitions DS9 from Dominion control of the station back to the Federation. After the darkness of the war, the brightness of Worf and Jadzia's wedding is a breath of fresh air. The episode even has a great A-B story of Jadzia winning over her soon-to-be mother-in-law, while Worf starves his friends during the Klingon equivalent of a bachelor party. Since the wedding is the backbone of the episode, and every aspect of the plot is so genuinely uplifting, You Are Cordially Invited is clearly the best wedding episode in Star Trek. Despite the success of You Are Cordially Invited, Star Trek does not have much in the way of wedding episodes. Indeed, President Tarina and Ambassador Saru just get a scene in the last episode of Discovery, and despite having one of the longest relationships in Star Trek, Captain William T. Riker, Jonathan Frakes, and Commander Dina Troa, Marina Sirtis, are relegated to an introductory beat at the start of Star Trek Nemesis. Speaking generally, Star Trek does not spend time on weddings. One reason for this is thematic. Star Trek is set in the far future, and by and large, 21st century Earth religions do not seem to hold sway with Starfleet. Since weddings are historically religious events, showing the rituals of marriage could easily create thematic dissonance for Star Trek. However, Worf and Dax's wedding could handily sidestep these issues, since neither party was human and the traditions in question were Klingon. Worf and Jadzia Dax also got married in the alternate timeline from the DS9 episode, Children of Time. Another reason weddings aren't frequently shown in Star Trek is narrative. Weddings are the culmination of a romantic relationship. Once a couple gets married, many classic romantic stories are off the table. Although a happily married couple can be compelling, it is frequently easier to focus on a less stable relationship. But Star Trek Deep Space Nine did not take the easy route with Lieutenant Commanders Worf and Dax, and for that reason, their wedding is the most iconic in Star Trek.